Oasis Audio presents The Little Book of Restorative Justice for Campus Sexual Harms, a holistic approach for colleges and universities to address sexual misconduct and relationship violence. By us, Rachel Roth Sawatzky and Mikayla Mccray. Read for you by the authors.
Chapter 1, Introduction.
Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. James Baldwin. Healers and warriors are not opposites. They are complementaries. Moving beyond binaries, we need not embrace one and reject the other. We can hold them both as one. Dr. Fania Davis.
The university newspaper features an anonymous letter to the editor outlining a student's experience of reporting a sexual assault to the university. The student writes, "The university doesn't actually care whether or not you have been sexually assaulted. They only care about gaining statistics to claim that we're safe," and continues, "The vagueness of the university's response just made me question my character. Instead of helping me, the questions I received while seeking help made me feel worse about myself." In another situation, a group of students expresses feelings ranging from annoyance to fear as they meet with their club advisor over the increasingly concerning language and behavior of another student, who is very focused on interacting and engaging with them. So far, the interactions have mostly been awkward, irritating, and uncomfortable. However, the content, frequency, and intensity of the advances are starting to feel like sexual harassment, and the student group is beginning to feel anxious and worried about their safety. The students consider their advisor's suggestion to report to the Title IX office. Title IX is federal legislation designed to protect students from discrimination based on sex and guarantee educational access. However, they are concerned about a potential biased or disproportionate response because everyone involved, including the student making them uncomfortable, comes from various historically marginalized identity groups. They tell their advisor how the university has responded poorly to similar situations. The students decide against making a Title IX complaint, saying, "We don't want a whole big thing, or for them to get in trouble. We just want it to stop." Now the advisor must make the difficult choice about whether to make a report to the Title IX office, with or without the knowledge and consent of the involved students, knowing how that could potentially impact both them and the student causing harm. The advisor also weighs what might happen if they do nothing, and feels that they do not have any good options. Another instance involves two queer students who have broken up after dating for some time. At one point after the breakup, the ex-partner pays a drunken visit to the other student's dorm room, where the student and their roommate, a mutual friend, are hanging out. The ex enters the room uninvited, saying they want to discuss the breakup, and an argument ensues. As the situation escalates, the roommate moves to intervene and the ex hits the other student and their roommate. While the ex continues to yell and throw things around the room, the roommate manages to push them out of the room. The student informs a residence director about the altercation and is invited to a meeting with the Title IX coordinator the following week. An investigation is initiated based on the facts of the case, which is very complicated and challenging on a small campus with overlapping friend groups. Instead of an investigation, the student wishes they could have had a safe space to discuss things with their ex. Title IX investigative adjudicatory, or IA, processes attempt to resolve issues between the individuals directly involved. However, these issues rarely affect only those individuals. We engage with one another in interconnected ways, particularly in university settings. The reality is that these cases are complex, dynamic, incredibly disruptive, and often painful for those indirectly involved in what some have called ripple harms within communities. Traditional Title IX response methods cannot care for the complex and interconnected ways communities experience impact. Furthermore, it is impossible to understand or confront sexual harassment without recognizing how structural inequities and intersectional dynamics inform the climate and cultures within which these issues percolate and emerge, resulting in genuine consequences with layered impacts. Investigative adjudicatory processes are also challenged to handle the nuances of racism, ethnocentrism, heterosexism, transphobia,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?